j'ai soif. Oh. Une rivière. Heureusement que j'ai mon filtre à eau avec moi. Ouais. Ah, c'est quand même plus facile.
Now we're going to talk about water. All right, we have a water source here. It's a nice little creek right here. And although it looks nice and clean, it's moving, it still may have parasites in it and some viruses, this kind of stuff that we had to protect against. Now, one of the things, ways that we do it, we filter with ceramic and with charcoal filters like what we see here. I've got one right here. This is from MSR. I have several of these kind of filters. You got lots of brands out there that make them. Everything from Sawyer that makes a filter. You have MSR. You have Catadine, which is a Swiss brand, which is really good filters actually. And so, and they can range from a Sawyer from like I think $39 up until you pay almost $1,000. Even the desalination ones that are made are quite expensive. An old school one is this one right here. This is a Millbanks bag. I'm going to show you about this right here. This is an old British, the British Army used them a lot. And I have this right here. I've had it for some years. Inside of it, I have some iodine and some neutralizing powder in here. And inside of it, inside this little pouch, I also have the Millbanks bag itself. Now the Millbanks bag is like a big sock, okay? And normally you have a string on it right here. Now this is one I've had two of these right here. This is one I've never used right here. So what you do with it in the very beginning is you take it and you just basically stick it inside the creek, inside the water, and you let it sit inside the water, okay? Like it's right here. It's got to get completely wet, and you allow it to just absorb as much water as possible, okay? Now while it's doing that, while it's absorbing this water, and the water is actually quite dirty right there, but it doesn't matter. We're going to get all that out. I'm going to show you how we're going to get it out. We're actually going to put dirty water in it, and then I'm going to let that water filter out. And what you do is you let this soak. Once it's soaked for about 5-6 minutes or whatever, then you can start using it, okay? And then, but also I'm going to go ahead and show you while that's soaking a traditional, what we have nowadays, which are these like this is MSR. This is a really nice filter here. This one here I like a lot, and this is my second one. Sadly, the first one it cracked after I probably had it for 12 years and changed the filter several times, but it cracked, and then so I bought a new one. And this one here actually I paid better price now than you did in years ago. And the one I used to have did 2 liters per minute. This one does 3 liters per minute, so it's even faster. It also comes with a Nalgene top right here, so you can actually put water directly into your Nalgene bottle with it. I'm not using a Nalgene bottle right now. I'm using I have a Pathfinder metal canteen right here, which I can filter water into. So it's a little kit right here. It comes with several tubes, and it has a even a little small cleaning kit inside of it. Now, what's right here is this little pad right here. This you can attach, or you can just lay it inside the water. And what it does is it sort of pre-filters, okay? Now something else you can do, which is not a bad idea, you can get you a folding basin right here. You fill it with water, and then from there you can filter. The advantage of that being is that you won't have so much of the sediment coming from the creek, and which will take away from the life of the filter. But today, for what we're going to do today, we're not going to use that. We're going to use that for the other one, for the Milbank's bag. So we can show you that. So here we just plug it in like so. This is the back end right here. This pops off right here. And then we take it, put it inside the water like we have here. What I'll do is I'll put my foot like right there, sort of hold it inside the water. There we go. And then it starts pumping. Okay? And this water you can drink. It's completely clean. This water is right here. We'll go ahead and this water right here is completely clear and we can drink it. Has no taste to it, which is really good. There's no sediment in it at all. And it's very cold. The water is very nice and cold. So that's the system right here, okay? Now, when you, the problem with filters like this right here is in the wintertime. Because if you use them in the wintertime, what could happen is that water inside of the filter can freeze. It'll then expand, and then it'll break. Okay, so this you don't want to happen. So in the wintertime, I tend to not use filters. What I tend to do is use a Milbank's bag, and I'll just use that to pre-filter the water, get all the sediment out of it, and then I'll boil the water. So we'll set this aside right here, and then the Milbank's bag is ready to go. Okay, and then what we do is we're going to fill it with water. And basically you just stick it inside the creek or inside your water source. And you fill it up. It's got like a maximum line right here. Okay. And then what you can do, it'll capture the water. Okay. Now what you normally would do is you set this thing up with a piece of paracord up on a limb and you let it take its time to filter. Okay. All right. And you see it's filtering the way it is. Okay. But the water coming out of it is completely clear. It's filtering all the sediment out of it, and that's what you want to do. Now, is this water safe to drink? You could probably get away with it here, but what you need to do is afterwards boil it or treat it. You can treat it with iodine tablets, with water purification tablets, which I would suggest you do. Okay. Anyway, it's going to take a long time for that to filter out. Okay, it takes a while. It's like something when you first get to your camp, what you do is you pull this out, you need water, you pull this bag out, and you start filtering it, okay? Now, you can use other things besides this too. I've seen someone who took some old parapont or parachute material or ripstop nylon parachute material, and they made one of these out of it, and it works just the same, and much lighter also. So that works also. So you can do a lot of these kind of things. Anyway, so we're not going to spend the whole day here, but you can see all the dirty water that just came out of it, okay? Lots of dirty water. Okay, and then what you want to do is you're going to take it and let me show you what was inside of it. There's even a leaf in there. Then what you do is you take them and you set it up and let it dry out, and then it's ready for the next time to go around, okay? Yeah, it's got sediment in the bottom of it right here that we picked up in the creek. And even a leaf in there. There's the leaf right there. So this stuff gets captured up inside of it, but it doesn't go through it. And you can see the sediment, that kind of stuff in there. It doesn't go through it, so you're actually getting a filtered water. Now, like I said, you shouldn't drink this water, although it's completely clear now. Now, if I took this water right here up inside of a bottle or glass, you'd see actually it's got a brown color to it. And you can take that directly and boil it also. That's not going to hurt anything, but you're going to have this dirty taste to it, okay? So pre-filtering like it's right here in a bag, a Milbank's bag or something like that, it's just really the way to go, okay? So I definitely suggest it. Like I said, it also comes with some iodine drops, and it comes with a neutralizing powder, and this is to neutralize the iodine once you've purified it, okay? So that you can use also, all right? So, there you go. That's the brunt of it, you know. Another thing we're going to talk about now is how to make a filter. Okay, so be right back with you. So I've got this old cola bottle right here, and I've grabbed up a bunch of moss. I have some charcoal left over from the fire. And I have some gravel and sand right here also. And this is, just at one point, this charcoal from the fire, I just talked this right here with my colleague here. That's why you never piss on your fire. Because you can use that charcoal after the what's left over from it to make a water filter if you need to. And I'll show you how. Okay, so first thing we gotta do is carefully with our knife, without cutting our hands off, we gotta cut this this cola bottle right here. Okay, so here we have the cola bottle right here. That was left right, this cap right here. We're gonna keep that because you know, that's gonna come in handy as a cup. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take some of this moss and we're gonna cram it in the bottom right here. We're gonna leave the cap on, by the way, and we're gonna cram it in there pretty tight, okay? And what you can do, if you have your stick or something like that, you can use a stick to help get it in there really tight, okay? All right. Really get in there. Then we're gonna throw some of these, some of this gravel and sand in there. All right, we're gonna cover it up. We want to get a good bit in there, okay? And then you take your charcoal, what's left over from it. You're gonna put this. You're gonna break it up really fine as you can, okay? Now, if it hasn't burned all the way through, it's not gonna be easy doing this right here. Here we go. This here works really well. You're gonna crush it all up as well as you can. Once you've done that, you stick it in there. Yeah, your hands are gonna get dirty, but don't worry. You're near a water source, so it's not a big deal, okay? And then you're gonna pack it in there again, okay? All right. Now I like doing this double, not just a single layer. So then more moss in there also. All right. Get some more moss in there, packed in there really well. Try not to have all the stuff you don't need in there. There's gonna be insects probably in that too, but don't worry about it. This is about, you need water, okay? It's not about, you know, you worrying about the bugs and that kind of stuff. Then we're gonna put some more of this sand in there and gravel. Sand is really good because it helps filter even more of a lot of the particles, that kind of stuff through it. But get all the small stuff, get it inside there as much as you can, okay? You wanna cover it up as well as possible. And then some more of this charcoal, you know, get that in there. All right. All right, so there we go. All right, now let's test this out. So we're gonna take our little cup right here. What I like to do is actually just fill up with water in the beginning. This is water straight from the creek right here, by the way. It's not, it's no water. It's not water from the tap or something like that. It's right here, and it's try to do this without spilling the water all over myself. Pour it in here. And you need to let this filter a couple times, let it go through a couple times. You see it all airing up and that kind of stuff in there? It's all filtering through, okay? First couple times it's probably gonna be dirty, but that's all right. That third time, it should be okay, all right? So, we got it all in there. All right, now let's, the bottom out right here. And you see all that's dirty coming through. See all that dirty? That's dirty water coming through. All right? All right, so all that's dirty. That first one's dirty. Now, let's do another one. This time we'll let it go right through. There we go, it's actually clearing up already. See how it's clearing up already? Look at that. It's already clearing up a whole lot. You know, you see that there? And let's go for another one here. See if this does a lot better. Look at that. It's still dirty, but it's much better than it was. So it's going to take a couple of times. Look at that. See as it comes through? Now, this water, you could drink it, but what I suggest you do is to, I mean, you could drink this water, but I suggest maybe boil it if you can, okay? It's already much clearer now already, this water is. We'll do it one more time here. Get the whole experience out. This water's pretty dirty going in too. You see how much clearer that is? That water's almost clear now. All right. You can actually see right through it. It's actually pretty good. Get a good picture of that? So, there you go. And you can do that a few times so the water goes through clear. And then you want to hold on to it. You know, you just screw that in. Put your cup back on top right here. And then you can hold on to this right here, keep it aside right here, and then keep using it, okay? You can make bigger ones also. The finer your stuff that you put in it, though, the better it'll filter, okay? And you can also go with coarse sand, you know, some sand, coarse sand, some light gravel, bigger gravel. You can do that also if you're in a situation where you don't have moss, this kind of stuff. But you can drink this, but I would suggest you boil it. This is a good pre-filter also. And you could drink this if it's a survival situation, and that charcoal is going to filter out. You need to make that charcoal probably a little bit finer than I did, but it'll work out really well. And there you go. Homemade filter right out of the nature. The only thing that's not out of nature is the bottle. And you can actually use other containers to do this with. You could make yourself something. You know, if you're in an area with bamboo, you can use a bamboo as a container also. A plastic bag, this would work also. Just punch a hole in the bottom of it after you put everything in it, a waterproof bag or something like that, and then you can use it for that too. So there you go. And then when you finish it, it's all over with. You know, look at that. It's actually good clean water coming out of it. Just dump it out. And it returns back to nature, okay? And you can see how it's all just compact up in there, huh? And that charcoal, of course, that's going to be a bit black, but that's going to be okay, because that's just color. But it's going to clear up as you do, you know, like I said, you do 3 or 4 times, 2 or 3 times, it's going to clear up, and you're going to have clean drinking water. So there you go. There's some water. So today, what have we covered? What have we talked about now? Let's just go back over. Finding a good camping spot. First thing to do when we go into an area, we want to make sure that the area is it can support us, okay? We don't want to go into an area that's right next to a highway or right next to someone's house, or it's you know, a lot of deadfall, this kind of stuff. You want to pick a good spot that's not exposed too much to the wind, not exposed too much to the weather, but also you have good safe. You don't have any deadfall above you. You don't have any dead branches, this kind of stuff. And so you want to have a good safe spot to put your tent or your camp, okay? You want to use the back of your tent to block as much as you can from the wind and weather. And then also have your fire set up so that the wind is blowing it away from you as much as possible, okay? Then once you've got that set up, you know, you also want to make sure that you're at least 30 meters away from any kind of water source, because you don't want to, by accident, contaminate the water, okay? Because you don't know who's downstream from you. Never use the toilet in a creek or a stream. Don't do it, okay? Don't wash your dishes. Don't clean your stuff up at the creek. Take your water away from the creek, okay? Maybe out dig yourself a sump. And what you can do is you can do one of 2 things. For example, if you're making food and you have extra food, don't put it in a campfire. You take it and you put it inside of a small garbage bag or a Ziploc bag, all the excess food. We call that scraping. After you've scraped it, then you do a pre-rinse, okay? A pre-rinse is something you can just rinse really quickly, and then you wash it, and then you do a complete rinse in hot water, the hottest water you can make. And then what you can do is take your stuff, you can hang it up, or you can put it in a bag and spin it around, and that'll dry off very quickly, okay? All that water you've used, also, you can pour it into a sump and allow, but like I said, a minimum 30 meters away from a water source. Further if better, okay? So that's what you can do, and never throw garbage and this kind of stuff into the fire. Take out what you bring in with you, okay? Next, we talked about the toilet, okay? You want to do another 30 meters away from your camp. Trying to find a single spot that everybody can go to, or if there's a group of you, and if there's just one of you, a single spot that you can use. Dig at least a 1-foot trench. Do all your business there. If you have any special products with you, if you're that you need to take back out with you, okay? And don't just put it inside of a transport bag so everybody can see your business, okay? Put it inside like get yourself a paper bag, put it in that, and then put that inside of a waterproof type bag to keep it from leaking over or getting over your rest of your belongings inside your backpack. But that way you take out what you take in, okay? Cover your poo. You can either burn your toilet paper or you can cover it over a little bit of dirt each time. And then before you leave camp, make sure you've completely covered it over and hidden that spot, okay? At your water source, you know, that's where you're going to get your water. You want to protect it with your life. You want to make sure that the water you take out of it, you filter it and boil it, okay, so you can use it, okay? And then we have different techniques of filtering, everything from a ceramic filter to the Millbank's bag, which pre-filters, and you can boil that water afterwards, until our homemade filter that we did with a water bottle, a Coke bottle, and some lichen or I don't know what this is called anymore, mousse, and some charcoal and some sand and gravel. Okay, so anyway, that's it. If you have any questions or you have any other ideas that you want to bring across to us, please leave them in the comments below. I'm here to answer them. And I'm also, if you have some techniques that I don't know of, I'd be more than happy to hear them, because I'm always wanting to learn and try different techniques. Now, all this stuff, we used to say in the Army, terrain dictates, so it all depends on where you're at in the world for all this stuff, you know. In the desert, you're going to be much further from a water source to do any of your business, because you don't want to, usually they're underground wells and you really need to protect them, okay? Here we have a creek. Once the water's on the surface, there's more chance to get polluted. As long as it's underground, if, for example, if you're at the source where the water's coming out, that water there is usually nice and clean and ready to go, okay? If you're near a farmer's field, something like that, you got to be careful to expose water, because it can be picking up toxins from animals, this kind of stuff, and feed and fertilizers, this kind of stuff. So you definitely want to make sure you filter it before you drink it. And you can always bring water in with you, but that's not always possible, especially in some places. There are other techniques, survival techniques for gathering water, which is putting garbage bags over branches of trees, this kind of stuff. When the sun hits it, although the humidity condensation is formed, and you can gather water that way, also from a ground pit. But these are survival techniques. We're not going to talk about those right now. Anyway, this is regular getting out there and camping, and how to select a camp, how to do your business, and how to keep yourself hydrated. Anyway, listen, I want to thank you again for coming to our channel. And just if you have a look at my shoulder here, we've received our patches right here, Helvetia Bushcraft patches right here with the Swiss Alps, with the Swiss flag on it. You can pick these up on our website right now. And I think they're going for 7 francs each. And that includes the shipping. And I'm even willing to ship internationally with the same deal, okay? So pick up your patches. We don't have a whole lot of these, and so we definitely are limited right now, but pick them up while you can. These are all PVC, nice and waterproof. They come with the Velcro on the back, quite big. You can see them at any kind of distance also. But anyway, I want to thank you again for coming to the channel. Please like, subscribe, and share, and leave your comments below, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.